Aleem versus Sam Goodman. This is the co-main event for Tim Tszyu versus Carlos Ocampo. Two undefeated fighters trying to take a step closer to a title shot. I believe this is a IBF title eliminator, so there's a lot at stake here. Let's get into it. Let's start with Aleem. 20 wins, no losses, 12 wins by way of knockout. What's not to like about Aleem if you've been watching his career and his fights? He's an exciting fighter, very skilled, has good power, good defense, slick in the ring, smart adjustments in the ring, good movement, explosive, quick hands, good counterpuncher. To me, he's just a solid, complete, all-around fighter. And he's been in some good fights against good, solid opponents, right? In some fights that he didn't go in the favorite, but came out and showed why he probably should have been, right? When he fought Vic Pasilius, who was undefeated at the time, and he knocked him down 4 times in that fight. And every time that he knocked him down, those shots looked punishing, those shots looked like it hurt, and those shots were thrown with bad intentions. And after knocking him down 4 times, he finally stops him in the 11th round. Aleem has that switch about him, right? And when he turns that switch on him, that you can see that meanness and that different type of energy that he puts out, man. He comes alive and he just rolls with it. And when he fought Eduardo Baez, who's always a tough opponent to face because he's strong, he's durable, he's got a great chin, that was a fight where, man, Aleem just looked a little bit off to me, right? It wasn't his best performance. He got hit with some shots that he probably shouldn't have gotten hit with. And if Baez was a bigger puncher, maybe those shots would have got through, landed in the right spot with more power behind him, and probably could have scored some knockdowns, right? But you mix that with Aleem, maybe it was the 10-month inactivity, right? That could be part of it as well, too. Every fighter has an off night at some point. But anyway, he got the job done, got the win, and moved on to his next fight. In his most recent fight where he fought Mike Plania, man, he looked great, right? He threw good combinations, good mixes of punches, kept moving out of the center of the ring, right? Not making sure that he's not on the ropes, not a sitting duck. He hit the body, didn't neglect different parts of his attack, right? And he kept good pressure and didn't overcommit, found himself in trouble at any given moment, to me, in my opinion, right? He made it tough for Plania, partially because of his natural athleticism mixed with the speed. It was giving Plania some problems. There were a couple of times, man, where Aleem would do like this jumping move, right, where he would leap forward, and that first hand looks like it's just trying to distract you, because he wouldn't really hit with the first straight hand, but he would follow it up with 2 and 3 more shots, and those shots would get through. And that's the unorthodox things that Aleem can do with his type of athleticism, right? That's the stuff that he can do. You cannot take your eyes off of him, because he can close the gap with one leap in a second. And also, too, Plania, who was a quick boxer, man, he was a step or 2 behind in that fight, and he couldn't keep up with the speed, nor would Aleem allow him to get close enough to him for him to be effective. He kind of neutralized his attacks with the offense of his own, man. It was supposed to be a close fight on paper, but when it played out, you could kind of see it was a one-sided fight, and Aleem was just dominating the fight kind of from start to finish, in my opinion. Once he gets comfortable, man, and starts to get confident, he's tough to beat and outsmart. But, this is a risk for Aleem, right? Because he's going down to his opponent's home country, where he knows he's going to be at a disadvantage in some areas. If you know, you know, right? But I think this is the stuff that if he wants that title contention, man, if he wants to take the title, these are the fights that he's going to need to take in his opponent's home country, different state, pressure situation. He needs to make a statement here. And I'm sure he will be looking to do just that. But let's talk about his opponent, Sam. 14 wins, 0 losses, 7 wins by way of knockout. He is coming off his biggest win of his career to date, when he fought former champion TJ Doheny, where he won that fight by unanimous decision. This is a 12-round fight, and I believe the most that Goodman has done so far to date is 10 rounds to date. But Goodman, man, he's solid. He's patient. He's confident. He gauges the distance well. He's quicker than he looks. His hand speed is faster than he looks, right? He places his punches well. I've only seen him fight like twice, right? And one of those times was from 4 years ago. And when I saw him fight 4 years ago, man, he didn't look good to me, right? But when I saw him recently, when he was on the Tim Tszю's last card, when Tim Tszyu was fighting Tony Harrison, he looked much, much better. He looked sharp and poised and confident and was throwing combinations, right? And was accurate in that fight and landing cleanly and wasn't forcing anything. Looked like he was growing into his maturity in the ring, and he was doing what he needed to do and not forcing anything that he didn't need to do. But he was getting any shot that he wanted against TJ Dehaney in that fight. Now, Dehaney showed good heart, and he's always in good spirits, and he's a former champion. Former champions, they're not going to go down without a fight. But at 36, 37 years old now, he just did not have the physical tools to be able to keep up with the more youthful, more skilled fighter at the time. And he couldn't match the speed, power, and energy. He was outmatched, outclassed that whole fight. But if we're basing off how Sam Goodman looked in his last fight coming into this one, man, he looked very, very good to me. So who wins? I like Aleem in this one to win this one by decision, man. I'm expecting Goodman to come in to put on a great performance in front of his home country, and he's going to need to be on his P's and Q's every single round against Aleem. And I'm expecting Aleem to be the same and to be even that much more dialed in, because he knows if it's a close fight, there's a good chance he may not get that decision victory. He may not get the victory, but I just think Aleem can do a lot more than Goodman, man. I think Aleem outboxes him and could possibly hurt him in the second half of the fight, right? He's going to need to make it clear, though, so we don't have any of that scorecard controversy, right? And hopefully he gets down there early enough with this team so they can get adjusted to the time and shake off that jet lag and shake off some of that lackadaisicalness that it comes from that long travel. But I think he'll be able to get the job done, man. But I'm expecting Sam Goodman to put on a hell of a performance, but it's going to be a little bit different, man. I just think Aleem skills, he's just tricky inside that ring, man. That natural athleticism and mix what he can do, man, it's going to be tough for Goodman to come in and to just have his way with Aleem. But I think Aleem will be able to get it done. So I have raised Aleem to win this fight by decision. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this one? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. If you would like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel and will be greatly appreciated, man. Recently just started a membership section on the channel. Don't always get to do all of the suggested videos you guys suggest in the comment section throughout the week, but if you become a member, those suggested videos rise to the top, and I will do my best to get those done for you that week. Or if you would like to become a member just to support the channel, that would be greatly appreciated as well. Shout out to everybody that continues to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Shout out to all of the members holding down the membership section, man. I appreciate each of you, all of the donations. I appreciate that. Truly do, man. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.